Well, hello and good day to all of you wonderful viewers out there. Hi, I'm Awesome Joe, and thank you guys so much for taking in the time of your day to watching another episode of Awesome Joe's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to go ahead and be talking about the new movie out in theaters. Just came out today, well, practically yesterday, is Avatar, Fire and Ash, the third James Cameron film in the Avatar world, in the world of Pandora. And of course, he has already mentioned in interviews that he has been involved with, stating that he has already written about a good 5 to 6 films altogether. Uh, you know, and if if it comes to where this third film is not as successful enough to further the story, this movie itself practically closes the book to this entire world of Avatar. Um, but from the way I see it, it looks as though they have opened doors in this film for further sequels to see how what they're going to be doing next. And am I interested? Absolutely, because the world of Pandora is fantastic. I mean, we already know this. This movie's been out since 2009, and ever since that first film that came out, the visuals are just spectacular, and it continues on, especially in the second film and now in the third film. That's one of the very great positives about this movie is the visuals. Just a phenomenal time. Um, Quick story. I was intending to watch it at an earlier time since this movie is a big film. It's good. It would be taking the majority of my day, so I wanted to get an early viewing. But apparently, I was running a little late, and I was gonna catch the 3D version. We don't have an IMAX here, so I took it upon myself to wanting to watch the 3D version. I did watch The Way of Water in 3D. Great time. I didn't get to watch the first Avatar in theaters. I watched that at home on demand when there was pay-per-view back then. And now I just watched it in standard version. I know it's a terrible way to watch a magnificent film such as this in just a standard version. Believe me, I would love to see it in a more magical perspective of how an audience should view this film. But I still had a great time. Now, long story short, yes, the rumors are true. Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer is attached to this film before the movie starts. I did miss the Odyssey, the new Odyssey trailer that was going to be attached to it. I completely forgot about that one. So I barely made it to the film. I got my ticket. I got my popcorn and soda. And as soon as I walked into the theater and sat down, boom, the trailer for Avengers Doomsday popped up. So I was able to catch that one. And yes, it is the same trailer, but just an HD version. The same trailer as what was leaked online with Steve Rogers, stating Steve Rogers will return along with him holding his child and putting away the Captain America suit. And we all know that he is no longer Captain America. He's passed the torch over to Sam Wilson. And for me, Steve Rogers is always going to be my Captain America. I'm sorry. It's not a racial thing. It's just that I just don't like torches being passed to another generation. It's just not my thing. Once it's like Power Rangers. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger. Once you're Captain America, you're always Captain America. So that's just how I am. But yeah. Then there's the Doomsday Countdown, and apparently here's another thing too. I'm gonna run through this review as quickly as I can possible because I have a very short amount of time. I'm doing this recording later on in the evening when I watched the film earlier in the morning. But yeah, I had a long and busy day. So supposedly they're going to be playing a different kind of teaser trailer in the second week of Avatar's release, and it won't be about Steve Rogers, but rumored being Thor this time, and apparently that trailer's leaked as well too. Then in the third week of release, it'll be the Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom teaser trailer for him. That's the one I'm really interested in. And then in the fourth week of its release, it's going to have its actual official trailer. So that's the one also I'm looking forward to. Nothing against the Thor one. It's just that I actually already saw the leaked trailer online, and yes, I am curious. I'm very curious, and I wanted to watch it. I miss the good old days when there's no rumors, there's no social media, there's nothing stating the fact that there's a trailer at the beginning of this movie. Not like how Phantom Menace did in front of Meet Joe Black back in 1999. But the thing is that for me, I miss those days when I walk into a movie theater and I just sit down and I watch the previews, which is one of my favorite parts of going to the movie theater. And then there's a trailer that pops out that I had no recognition at all whatsoever as knowing that it was even coming out or even being made. Those are the ones that I love so much, and it's very rare that it ever does happen. But if I didn't know, if I was like just a casual audience member and I went to the movie theater to watch this film and that trailer popped up, I miss that feeling, that reaction of when my mind is blown, when I'm like, oh, they're doing another one? Steve Rogers is coming back? That would be fantastic. I miss those days. But anyways, going to Avatar, Fire and Ash. I was going to say Fire and Water. Fire and Ash. I'm going to be point blank here with you people, okay? It's a good movie. I love the visuals. The newer characters that are put into this, actually more of just a new character, is phenomenal. That's like one of the biggest positives of this film. The visuals and this new character, which is Slash the villain. And I think that's about it. The majority of everything else is practically the same. The story is not that good, people. And I say that because there's a good amount of it that's portrayed in it. It gives you a good visualization as to what to expect. But apparently, once the movie continues to go further down, it just drags itself. Many different things are happening at the same time. You have one situation happening one after the other. It just gets a little too overwhelming for me. There are some entertaining moments. I really did have a great time. But there's just a lot of stuff that has already happened. We've already seen these things happen, and it's happening again. It may have been great and awesome the first time when it happened in either the first film or in the second film, because believe me when I say this, is that the first film is great. It's just it's the number one that broke box office. I mean, it's just a phenomenal thing. That just made movie history. It just introduced you into a world, something that we have never seen before. It may have some lore in relations to other films, like Ferngully, The Last Samurai, Dances with Wolves, The Last of the Mohicans, things like that. I understand that, but it was still fantastic being thrown into this world and just being introduced to every bit of how this world is, how it's made or how it's even run. I just, it's just great. Then we skip, a little over a decade later, and we get to The Way of Water. We are returning back to this world, a world that we had missed because we favored the first film so much, and being introduced to a whole other world within the same world. That was great. This one stays in that same world. It doesn't take you to a whole other place of Pandora to understand what this world is all about. And I really do wish that we did do that. Something like, because practically somebody always gets captured. And I wish that would have happened here, to where they're brought into this new element that they are introducing into this. Of course, fire. We are introduced to this tribe, the Ash tribe or Ash Nation, or I don't know what you call it. But yeah, I love the villain. The actress who plays that villain is just phenomenal. I loved her. She's like just great performance. Forgive me if I don't know the names or the names of the character. Of the actresses that portray these characters. The majority of the film is practically animated. It's all CGI'd, and it's just but it's wonderfully well put. When there are times when you have a mixture of those CGI characters with human characters, you can hardly not tell the difference. Like with Sam Worthington, of course, he does come back, and I find that Sam Worthington, I haven't really seen him in anything recently. I mean, yeah, he was big back then when he was doing the first Avatar film. He did Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, and Terminator Salvation. But here, I haven't really seen much of him. Slowly but surely, it seems as though each film at a time, they're distancing away from his character and moving it towards the next generation, which is, of course, his kids. I noticed that, and especially in this one, because the narration is different. It's not the same as it was in the last two films, because the last two films was narrated by Sam Worthington's character. But apparently here, it's different. So I'm having a feeling that they're focusing this more onto that character now, rather than Sam Worthington's not making it his story anymore. I really wish that they would stick to it, because a theory of mine that I had before The Way of Water came out, which is it doesn't make any sense anymore. But back then, I thought that what would be really cool is when he had his soul transferred from his human body onto to the Avatar body, completely going through the AWOL god. Instead of it being Jake Sully's character, is actually his twin brother. Wouldn't that have been something? Maybe it could be a review. No, I can't. It can't. It wouldn't make any sense. But wouldn't it be awesome if that was a fact, though? I wonder if they're ever going to go to that story of getting some more depth onto his twin brother, or they just closed the book on it at the beginning of the first film. I don't know. But wouldn't it be great? I know that they say that somewhere in the future, in future films, that we're going to be taking the story back to Earth. How awesome would that be? I kind of thought that at the ending of the film, it was going to go ahead and, not a cliffhanger per se, but something that would take us in that direction. Like I said, there are a few bits and pieces stating that what could happen in the next chapter in a future sequel, but as of now, it looks as though if they were not to make another Avatar movie, that the whole thing was going to end here. That this was the end of the story. It didn't feel like the final film. No, I just think that if they were to stop, would I be satisfied? Here's the thing. I watched this film once. Would I go and watch it again? Absolutely not. One, because it's a really long movie. I had to take 3 bathroom breaks. I didn't want to go, but I had to go. And I ran and came right back and made sure I didn't miss that much. Hopefully I didn't miss that much. There was an audience there. There was like maybe less than 15 people there per se. So, but it was still a great time. There were a few chuckles that I had in regards to Korch's character, the main villain of these 3 films. He has some entertaining moments to where I chuckled a few times. Understanding his perspective of his character and the way that he delivers it. So that was great. And the story focused itself more onto the Spider character, which is, of course, Korch's son. And there's a story that's put into this that didn't seem so complicated, but yet it continues to expand itself into something greater, which is what is developing into the story. I love the idea on how this movie focuses more on what is your belief. Whether if you are a believer, having faith in all things coming together, or are you a believer, a believer in a believer world having faith, or are you in a more physical realm, which is, of course, the world that what humans have brought onto this world, the technology, the weapons, it's really divisive. It's dividing these characters as to what drives them into believing that they could win this war. So the whole thing with Spider, yes, his lifespan is highly temporary, and they have to find a solution in order to exclude that. So, which is what brings us into this film. There's a scene, it's actually my favorite scene, that was really great. I don't like the actors that play Spider. His acting, it's not that good, and the dialogue is not that good as well either. Um, but the scene there was with him and Jake Sully, they're in the middle of the jungle. I'm not gonna give away anything. It's not a spoiler, but there was something that I was expecting to happen, and it didn't happen. It something else happened, and that's when it really disconnected me from believing that this is gonna go and not gonna be any better further down with the rest of this film. But like I said, I had a great time. It's not bad. It's probably going to be the lowest of the three. I think it's just slowly declining. It's still in the good area. It's not getting anywhere bad, but it is declining. First one is great. The second one is also great, but not as great as the first. And the third one, for me, I find it takes a massive decline. You know, it's like I said, still in the good realm, but it's not as good as the other two. But like I said, I wouldn't watch it again because of the fact that it's super long, and I didn't really gain any interest. Like, say for example, Wicked for Good. I watched it, I enjoyed it, but I wanted to watch it again in order to enjoy it more, and I did, and I enjoyed it more. And I wish I would have gotten a chance to see it a third time, but no, I'll just wait until it's physical media. But here, I don't see any interest. I don't find myself interested in anything and wanting to watching it again. If I were to be watching it again, it would be because of it being on physical media. I do have both Avatar 1 and 2 on DVD. And of course, I always have it on Disney Plus. But right now, it's not on Disney Plus because of the fact of the Fire and Ash out in theaters. But yeah, that's the whole point of physical media, man. It's always there for you. It's always reliable, there for you whenever you want it. But yeah, had a great time. I loved the chemistry between Korg and this new character. Like I said, I forget her name. I wish I knew her name. They remind me of like an evil version of Jake Sully and Neytiri. That's another thing I didn't like about the movie, is the fact that we loved these two, whether separately or together, the way that they communicate with each other. But there's a big part of the film that they just take this massive absence, and we don't see them for a good period of time. And I'm just like thinking, well, where are they at? I mean, I feel like this movie is supposed to be focusing on this villainous character, and yet we're not doing anything with her. We're not doing anything with her tribe. And she may be here. She may be looking for power, which reminds me a lot of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But I was really hoping that we would get to explore more of that world, and we just did not. Everything is still practically the same. This movie, it really does start off, if anything, a day or two after the ending of the second film. It's really well connected. It looks as if, they chopped these two in half, and these two movies in half, and this is the second half of the story. But like I said, there's not really much of a story here. You have things that are put in that are interesting, but you don't get to explore it as well as you would want it to. It's only there for a minimum amount of time, and then that's about it. We don't really get to explore that anymore further. We're just, more about, war between who is going to be claiming this world. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on, and I'm getting kind of annoyed by it. If this happens again in the fourth film, if there is a fourth film, I'm probably gonna lose faith in this franchise. I will be satisfied with 1 and 2, but 3, I expected more. And I know my rule when going to watching a new film in theaters is not to have high expectations. But there are some expectations of mine that I really do wish that this movie would have taken itself towards, but just didn't do that. But like I said, great time. Don't get me wrong. I really highly recommend you guys to going out to the theater and checking this out. I think that you'll have a really great entertaining time. And but yeah, my critic review, from what I think about when it comes to this film, all of the negatives and the positives that I had just explained within this video, I'm going to go ahead and give Avatar, Fire and Ash, a 68%. I feel terrible because I know it's good. The visuals are fantastic. the music is not highly memorable. I miss James Horner. Rest in peace. May he, he will be remembered. His music is just phenomenal, and it is highly missed in this. I didn't get to see in the credits as to who did the music for this one. I don't know if it's the same composer for the second film, but James Horner, man, he's my favorite composer. His music is phenomenal, and there's a massive absence in this film when his music is never when it's never performed. So his music is practically a character. But yeah, it's just I really had high hopes for this, and 68% is the highest that I could probably give it. I just don't see me. It just felt very lazy. It felt like last minute writing. It really did. It felt very improvised. So, but anyways, you guys, that's my review for Avatar: Fire and Ash. Have you guys watched this yet? If so, leave it down in the comment section. Let's have an awesome time talking about this movie or any movies that you'd like to talk about in general, because I love to talk about movies, but most importantly, I love to talk about them with you. And don't forget that you can check out some more of my videos on YouTube. Just look me up at Awesome Joe Movie Reviews. If you love my videos, continue to click on the like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate it, as well as clicking on the notification bell for future videos that I will be posting. So there's Avatar: Fire and Ash, and I believe next week it will be Anaconda. So we'll see. There was not that much hype for this movie. I think there was only just one trailer to this, and which really didn't bother me. I know I'm ending this. Sorry, I'm already closing, but real quick. I've seen my favorite trilogy of all time is The Lord of the Rings. And, those movies, they're really long, too. They're 3 hours each. The Return of the King, which is a little longer, which is 3 hours and close to a half. But, yeah, I just recently watched those. I normally watch them every December because that's the release time when they came out 25 years ago. And, those movies go by in a flash now. I watch them so many times, and I just favor them so much. And they just go by so fast, and I really want to feel that way about Avatar as well too, because these movies are long also. But we'll see what happens in the future. I'll keep you guys updated on how I feel about Avatar. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to a fourth one if there is a fourth one. I know James Cameron mentioned about he has other projects that he would love to explore, and that he's having a great time doing this, but he is getting older. And he has a lot of things that he would love to explore on in the entertainment world. But yeah, looking forward to what he's gonna do next. I just hope that they don't kill this franchise like how they did Terminator. Everyone always says end Terminator on Terminator 2. Everything else is just anthology stories. But yeah. But anyways, you guys, I'm Awesome Joe. Thank you guys so much for your time. Keep on living the dream, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks, you guys, once more again. And have a Merry Christmas if I don't have a chance to tell you on my Anaconda video. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see everyone in the next video.